Every year, draft obsessives look at the NFL draft value chart, which gives a point value to different draft picks so that you can figure out what a roughly fair trade is. For example, the San Francisco 49ers' second overall pick this spring is worth 2,600 points, while first overall is 3,000. More irrelevant costs you 2 points. The entire 7th round, all 32 picks combined, is only worth 256.3. The first few picks have skyrocketing value, which is great news for Niners fans this year. Consider the tiebreaker with the Raiders and the Jets, Oakland, Las Vegas pick. So by winning that tiebreaker, the Niners gained 800 points, which is the value of Seattle's first-round pick this year at. That's right. Sure, the three teams reversed their pecking order in the second round, but the difference between. Or is it? Jimmy Johnson's chart has been criticized for overvaluing top picks. Wouldn't you rather have 2 first-round picks, instead of one that's just 2 slots higher? Not necessarily. This is the genius of the chart, because elite talent is rare, and the Niners' need for a great edge rusher is a perfect example. There are 2, possibly 3 great surefire pass rushers this year. There aren't 4. If Arizona does not take Bosa, or you don't think Josh Allen is that much better than, say, Jachai Polite, you might gamble on a trade down too. But if you need the best edge rusher possible, and a lot of people think San Francisco does, some marginal cornerback at the end of the first round will be weak compensation for not getting what you desperately need. Some people have tried to improve on the chart. Around 2012, Football Perspective website and a group from Harvard each made their own chart, which dropped the relative value of the top spots. Johnson's chart has. But I can't find anyone who admits to still using these charts, while Johnson still seems to be the starting point for NFL trades. Jerry Jones claims he has his own chart, but is he really the expert you want to follow? Now keep in mind, the value is for the draft picks themselves. The fact that you choose a bad player with the pick you got doesn't change the trade's value. You just spent your pick unwisely. According to this chart, for example, the Trent Richardson trade was a win for Cleveland. They got them. That's a 300-point score. But Trent Richardson was obviously a bust, and few people think any RB that high is a good idea. Plus it was a weak draft at the top. The next best players, in hindsight, might have been Luke Kuechly. There was no good reason to move up that year. What about the Trubisky trade? The Niners got an extra third. On the charts, discounting Warner's pick to a 2017 fourth like you do, the Niners gave up 2,600 points in the form of the second overall pick, and got to 200-255-7296 equals 2,623 points, a tiny bump. But Lynch didn't need to be a genius to know that Chicago was not moving up to get Solomon Thomas, and obviously he wasn't sold on Trubisky, so it was pretty much free money. You'd think, though, that Bears GM Ryan Pace would know that if the Niners were even discussing a trade, they weren't sold on Trubisky, so the Bears didn't need to trade at all. Let's look at some of last year's trades and see if the chart is reflected in the swaps. Keep in mind a couple of things. A third-day pick next year is generally 1 round higher than the same pick this year. E.g., the Patriots got a third-round pick in 2019 last year for their 2018 fourth-round pick. Also, late rounds have so little value that the chart hardly matters. It's almost a courtesy between GMs to swap 7th-rounders, either worth an extra pick or maybe I'll scratch your back later. So, consider the Dante Pettis trade. The 49ers gave up a second-round pick. On the chart they overpaid mildly, giving up 530 points and getting 491.8 back, but it's not a huge difference. The Cardinals gave up pretty close, but the Bills overpaid 400 points to grab QB Josh Allen. According to the chart, they should have been able to get him with only one of those 2 second-round picks plus their first. One final example, the Bills swapped first-round picks with the Ravens, moving up from. All told, they gave up 1,045 points in exchange for 1,029.4, an almost perfectly even swap. There are obviously a lot of complicating factors, but after more than 25 years Jimmy Johnson's draft chart is still holding up pretty well.